Yes, everyone. Welcome back to the Reece of Mind podcast. We're moving into episode 4. Today with us, we have got Johnathan. Johnathan, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
No problem at all. Thank you for being here with us today. So look, this podcast is focused on authenticity and the importance of being yourself. I've known you for quite a long time now.
Yeah.
Coming to maybe 7 or 8 years. And in that time, I have come to learn that you are 100% yourself.
I'd like to think so. So it's an honour when someone says that to me. It's nice.
So I'm going to start the podcast today with a bit of an interesting question. And it's going to get you really thinking. If you could recommend one song to somebody to get a first impression of you, what would it be?
That's an easy one for me. It would be Beautiful by Christina Aguilera. For the simple reason, like, if you can't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? And that's what I always live and breathe by. And that song, like, just embraces, like, everything inside someone. Like,
it's one of them songs that, like, really gets you in your feels, isn't it?
really does. And it's like, it's a powerful song as well. I love to sing it, even if I don't claim to be a singer.
Oh, we're going to get a little bit of live karaoke now then?
Probably not.
So look, what you've just said then is something that I spoke about in detail with my first guest in the podcast, Miles. We spoke about how, like, if you cannot love every single part of yourself, then how are you going to be able to love every part of somebody else? As what happens is it has to radiate out of you for them to be able to actually then feel the energy that you're trying to give them.
Yeah.
It's such an important skill, isn't it? And I believe, as I said, like, the most important thing that we should attain as humans is self-love. But I believe most of us don't actually get put on that path to do so because we just live so much in it. We live so much in ego and we live so much in the desires that are in front of us.
I think also it's like a lot of people, they just fixate on negatives all the time, and obviously it's going to get you down because, like, you just remember, like, one person saying something bad about you, but actually what you don't realise is quite a few people have said something positive and they don't look at that, they just look at the negative. And I think that's a big issue that we have in today's society. People fixate too much on negative.
You're spot on. I think we have a choice with every single thing that happens. We can either see it from a positive outlook or see it from a negative outlook. And then most of the time, the positive or negative will manifest depending on what you focus most on. So let's dig and dive deep into a couple of different topics today. Yeah. So you're openly gay, and obviously sexuality is a massive part of someone's identity and a massive part of who you are. Mm-hmm. How was it growing up, knowing that you were gay, or did you not know? How was your story? What was your coming out like? Did you always know? Explain a little bit more to me and the audience of what that was like.
So, as a child, I was always, like, comfortable doing whatever I wanted to do. So whether it was boys' toys or girls' toys, I didn't care, just played with them. And I used to wear, like, I don't remember this, but my sisters always said, listen, we always knew you were because you wore high heels when you were 3. And I was just like, oh, okay. I wasn't aware I was wearing high heels when I was 3. I hope I owned it, but okay.
Embodied that feminine aspect of yourself from a very young age, which even if you're not gay, most men should try and do, is try and balance both of that masculine and feminine energy. Yeah. That's where most relationships go wrong, is we can't nurture, we can't love properly because we don't actually balance that inner feminine energy. So for you doing that from a young age is actually of value as you get older, especially 100. With processing your emotions and understanding other people's emotions.
Yeah. And in primary, obviously, I didn't know what it meant. So, like, when I used to go back to people and be like, what does this word actually mean? They'd be like, just say to them it means that you're happy because you are happy. I was like, do you know what? Let's just go with it then. So that's what I kept saying to people. Like, when someone said, oh, it's a bit gay, that, or whatever, I'll always just be like, well, it's fine. I am happy, so it's sound. But when I got into high school, though, that was a lot harder for me because at that point I was like, words actually do hurt. Like, things people can throw at you. And, like, I just thought to myself, why, whatever I'm doing, why is it affecting your life so much where you feel like you've got to, like, make someone feel that small? And that's how I felt through high school. Like, couldn't be myself. And this is why now I say to people now, like, you've got to love yourself before you can love anybody else. And, like, I know I love men, and I always knew that. So when people say to me, how do you know that you're interested in that? When you know, you know. It's like no one says it to a straight person when you know. Do you know what I mean? It's like no one would ever dream saying to someone who's straight, "How do you know you're straight?"
That's true. Do you know when it comes to senior school, I was having this conversation with someone a couple of weeks ago, is when you leave school, you realise that nobody actually cares. Yeah. Everybody cares about themselves and what's going on in their own little world. But in school, because everyone's developing and everyone is so scared of being different, everyone cares about what everybody else is doing. Yeah. And that can really, really cause so much trauma for young people, especially people who are different and who are unique and who are going through self-understanding, which is obviously being gay. You have to start to really understand who you are, where this comes from, and how your difference then fits in. That's such a difficult thing to go through, Jono. And I think there's a lot of people now probably in senior school who are going through the same thing, but are probably a little bit scared to actually be who they are. Have you got any advice for anyone who's going through that same situation now, who is a young person who is in school?
I'd say my advice, like anyone that feels like they don't know how to speak out, I'd say tell the person that you trust the most. 100% is the first thing I'd say. You don't need to tell everyone. Not everyone needs to know. Only the people that need to know, whatever it is, however you're feeling, is the people that matter to you in your life. So whether it's your closest friends, your family, they're the ones who need to know. No one else needs to know about it. Like, sod the rest of them.
You just hit the nail on the head there. I always say this: a problem shared is a problem halved. And if you will always, majority of people hopefully will always have someone they can trust. Yeah. How much did communication have its part to play in you being able to actually come into full acceptance of it and to then be yourself? How was that an important factor?
Well, how's like being yourself an important factor?
No. So you said about speaking to someone that you trust. How was having someone to speak to an important factor in you being able to come to terms with it all?
It was a massive release and a massive weight off my shoulders when it was my sisters first that I told, because they knew straight away. They were like, right, we've had enough of this now because you're not happy with yourself anymore. Just be honest about it. And at that point, it's like when I first told them, I was happy, but I was crying at the same time. Not because I was getting upset. It was like, hallelujah. Someone's like, it's almost like the angel Gabriel's come down and now I can just say and be who I want to be without anyone saying anything. Because then after that, I was like, I don't care what anyone says now. If someone thinks like, oh, you're too femme or whatever, like, so be it. I am who I am.
I've got massive respect for that, What was their reaction like?
So for them, it was, we were just bantering, and the irony is, like, when I first came out as well to my sisters, it was at a gay bar in Turkey as well. So it was funny. And they were like, you're just eyeing up every single guy, aren't you? I was like, yeah, I've got to do what I've got to do, haven't I?
I mean, that's a bit like everyone who usually works in that Costa on Grady,
Did you have to just...
What's that list that you call it? And you don't call people by the name, you call people by the drink. I know all about your little gimmicks,
Oh yeah, there's oat milk flat white over there.
So, where as a society have we gone wrong in terms of sexuality?
I think the main thing where we've gone wrong here is, so it's right and wrongs on both parties, I'd say. So I'd say for a lot of people, it's not understanding the terms of everything. And then because we're not innocent either. A lot of us like to just throw it in people's faces. And
there's definitely a massive toxic culture in the gay community for sure.
And I'd also say a lot of people claim to be something, but they're not actually who they say they are, just on the basis of, on social media, people obviously, like, I'd say, want to make money, they want to make a name for themselves, but they're doing it in the wrong way. And the right way of going about it is being honest and true. Authenticity is the key.
100% it is. And the thing is, though, I believe honesty and authenticity vibrate at a certain rate that can resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely can see people just by the way they act and the way they promote themselves on whether they're real or whether they're fake. And I think a lot of people have that kind of inner intuition to be able to do the same thing. It's quite difficult, isn't it? Because, I mean, what I can't seem to really understand in my headspace is where have we gone wrong?
Yeah.
Why is it that for so long, especially our older generation, it was so unaccepted and it wasn't allowed? Obviously, religion's got a massive part to play.
Yeah.
But when you actually start to understand attraction and understand love is love, so why does it actually matter?
Yeah. I think it's I think it's become a trend now where everyone just wants to know the ins and outs of your whole entire life. Like, your love life should remain private. No one needs to know, like, where you're going and this, that, and the other. Like, yeah, promote yourself, but you don't need to promote every single thing in your life. And I think that's where a lot of people, they're trying to fit themselves into a bracket of, like, I need to act this way, I need to behave this way. Like, there's no way of doing it. It just got to be you.
That again, though, is just societal norms, thinking that we have to act or be a specific way to fit in with society, and that steps away from what we're talking about here, and actually being true to yourself, and actually being who you're supposed to be. If you're not, you're running away from your own soul, and then what you're also going to do then is you're going to suffer, and you're going to attract experiences into your life that are going to make you suffer until you realise where you're actually not giving yourself that love and you're not actually being who you're supposed to be. It's so difficult, you know. And I mean, obviously some people can accept it easier than others. Other people struggle massively with it. Have you got any advice to anyone who's struggling massively with the sexuality and can't come to terms with who they are? What advice would it be that you would give them as someone who is open and someone who is themselves?
Quite a few people, like, on social media, like, because I have a platform, they have all said the exact same thing. Like, I don't know how to, like, speak out, or I don't know, like, who I am as a person. And this is the problem with the society today, is, like, people fitting into brackets. So there's no bracket, there's no label. Like, if we live in the life of labels, which is what we're doing right now, which is, like, trying to define, this is who I am. Like, I'd say really delve deep into, like, who says you need to love the same sex or the opposite sex? Like, does not matter. It's like, my advice would be, like, just live your life to the full. Whatever anyone throws at you, just take it with a pinch of salt. Little pinch of salt. And don't know where I'm going with this, actually. This is where we're delving deep now.
It's okay. We were speaking about advice for someone who
it is a hard thing to, like, try and say what's the right thing to do and the wrong thing.
Do you think it's obviously not one size fits all?
Yeah.
And everyone is going to deal with it in different ways. Do you think a lot of it comes down to wanting and needing external validation, that we can't come to terms with who we are because we want people to validate who we are from the external? So instead of actually trying to find the validation in ourselves, we look external for it, but that external validation never comes. So we feel like we have a sense of
Everyone
lack.
hides the internal. We always have that fourth wall of hiding the internal.
The mask.
I'd say, 100% everyone has a mask. And I'd say, like, once we unveil that mask, then you actually see who the true person is.
You know what's difficult about masks as a whole, take away from obviously a sexuality issue, in everyday life, people are walking around with this mask and again being someone that they think they need to be. How sad is that we leave a part of ourselves so hidden that we never feel fully understood? And that is such a difficult part now of being a human. I mean, I felt that myself, is that we hide so much of ourselves. I'd say that I am actually pretty good at being able to be myself, but there's still parts of myself that I do hide. And I think about how much that actually hurts.
I'm sick of hiding now. Because, like, I'm not kidding you, Reece, like, for all of high school, that's what I was like. I was a chameleon, I blended in, like, I was away from everyone. I didn't even want to be in the same lunchroom as everyone. That's how bad it was, thinking I can't be myself. And this is why, like, no one should feel like that. No one should ever feel like you can't be comfortable in your own skin and, like, talk to people, like, because if you can't talk to no one, who have you got around you? And the other people, like, I feel really, like, sorry for is where when someone says to me, I don't know how to speak out or say nothing, like, because silence is a killer. And I think for men it's a lot harder.
It is 100%. It is because of the societal norms that we are brought up in. It's getting better. Like, the societal norms of be strong, master your emotions, be the person who provides. What that does then, that causes a sense of expectation, and that expectation we then put on ourselves makes us ask makes us act, in a certain way.
Yeah.
And again, sometimes that certain way is not being aligned to who we fully are. But then you were speaking about obviously having people around you. If you're not being who you are, you're not going to attract the people who are like you, or you're not going to
100%.
attract your tribe, because I always say your vibe attracts your tribe.
Absolutely.
And if you're not being yourself, well, then you're going to attract people that are also not being themselves.
Yeah.
And they are fake friendships and fake connections.
Yeah.
I can say that, like, I am very, very lucky to have amazing people around me, people who accept me, people who love me. And that's only happened in the past 3 to 4 years, where I have actually come into who I really am and actually accepted who I am and actually become who I'm supposed to be.
Well, I'll tell you this, I'm proud of you.
Oh, well,
massively proud of you.
I'm proud of you
Because
too,
you have
John.
come a long way, and I am proud.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So, do you think there will always be stigma around sexuality, or do you think we are going in a direction where in the next 50 to 100 years that stigma will be completely
I
diminished?
think like there's definitely been a massive improvement. I mean, you're not getting arrested for being that, do you know what I mean? So I think like it is definitely heading in the right direction, but I think like we didn't have social media back then, and we have social media everywhere now, where like you can't hide nothing. It's like everyone's always going to judge all the time. So it's more of the understanding, I'd say. The more people understand what LGBT is, and not even just LGBT, like even race and religions as well, because obviously, you know, if you have a certain belief, that's their belief. We can't disrespect their belief. It's like, okay, you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm still going to be me.
Again, 100%, but this comes down to acceptance, and we all should be allowed to have opinions, our own perspectives, our own beliefs, our own understanding, and then you accept it. I'll accept yours, you accept mine. It doesn't need to align, but we're allowed to have separate opinions, and we're allowed to have separate perspectives.
It's like just a discussion. Doesn't have to be arguing, and that's where a lot of people, like, if they have a different opinion, they've got to voice and shout over each other. Like, that's not a way to negotiate.
These are people who just don't have good emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And this is what I believe we have gone in the complete wrong direction as a society, is we put so much focus on IQ and less on EQ, when EQ is practically what runs the world, because it's our nervous systems that feel unregulated that come from our emotional guidance system. If we're not in touch with our emotions and how we actually really feel, then we're going to act in certain ways. We're going to act unconsciously. I always say you need to bring light to the dark. You have to understand the darkness inside of yourself. Integrate it, process it. Doesn't mean you're going to fix it, but you're going to understand how to integrate it into your life. And that's going to make then accepting other people's opinions and perspectives much easier, because you realise that we are all the same, really.
Yeah.
We are all part of one, I believe,
It's
anyway.
like a lot of people that had their opinion of me, like, and they really had something to say all the time. This is every day. You look at them now, they've got a partner, same-sex partner, and I look now and I'm thinking, wow, how insecure were you?
That's something I want to speak about, to be fair. Do you think internalised homophobia from societal and from the collective is what causes a lot of us to have issues with it?
100%.
So if you are gay, or you are bisexual, or you are a bit
I think
fluid,
it's a fear. It's like because they haven't dwelled deep enough into themselves to know what it is, or like, actually, do I have these feelings? Do I not have these feelings? And obviously, because they're feeling that certain way, I feel that's why they've got to be like, right, I can't be that, so I'm gonna make this person feel a lot worse, because then that way no one will come for me. They'll go for them.
denial.
It's like in denial of themselves. And I'm not saying everyone. It's not everyone, but for some people who are probably tuning into this, like, you know, just as I say, kindness takes you a long way. And I always say,
But so does love, Jono. So think about love as a whole. Love has no boundaries. It has no attachments. It's the most powerful force in the universe, and we don't understand it as human beings. So how can we tell people who are in same-sex relationships, like they have throughout the years, that it's wrong? How is it wrong? Like, you cannot help love. Love just happens. It's a force we don't understand. And that's where I feel sorry for the human race as a whole. Is we come here, we don't know we don't know why we're here, we don't know where we come from, and we don't know most of us don't know what our purpose actually is, unless we delve deeper into ourselves. How sad is that?
It is.
But we have gone in the right direction. It is getting better.
100%.
It is getting better.
I think the only way now for it to totally get better is listen, even different countries have different beliefs as well, but it shouldn't have to be a law over sexuality at all. No matter like what religions people have, like I should be able to go to Dubai and still hold my partner's hand.
Oh, I agree.
Shouldn't be like looking a certain way, like you can't do that here.
Okay, then this is a bit of an interesting question.
Yeah.
So let's look at wokeness, for example.
Mm-hmm.
The world has got better. We've become more open. We're
Yeah.
loving each other more. But there's also got to be boundaries, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And there's also got to be not rules, but regulations of what is too far and what is not.
Yeah.
I have no opinion on it, but I want to hear your thought processes on it, because especially with Trump getting in the US,
Yeah.
and there being a massive shift in terms of the political view on things.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts?
So I'd say what is like too far would be if you wouldn't actually feel comfortable doing it in public, don't do it at all. It's like keep it to one side, like keep it in your home, like or wherever you feel comfortable, like wherever the space is that's comfortable, do it there. Like you don't need to throw it in people's faces, like because no one needs to know that. Do you see the straight people doing that?
Do you think that, again, is just external validation? They feel lacking themselves. So
Probably is. Like, because this is the thing, I'm not saying they're wrong in doing it, because it's like, you know, I'm just not going to be looking, whatever it is that they've got going on, do you know what I mean? It's like, listen, like, if you're happy to do that, do it, but...
How sad is it though, John? Like, for me, it makes me really sad, to be fair. But this is unfortunately, it's the human... What's the word I'm looking for? It is, you could say the human story, for example, is that we all have these internal wounds.
Yeah.
And these internal wounds affect the way that we act.
Mm-hmm.
So the internal mirrors the external.
Yeah.
And the opposite way around, so the external mirrors the internal. So whatever's going on inside is going to be mirrored on the external.
Mm-hmm.
And as a collective, through the amount of wars and all the suffering and pain in the world of the past 200 years, it's in our lineage, it's in our genes.
Yeah.
So we are unconsciously still living that trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it so sad that we have to, as humans, all deal with that every single day? And
honestly,
do you not think, though, that should make you feel so much more compassion and love and empathy for each other?
I mean, it goes on to like something else that I say to a lot of people is like, you know, if something's going bad, why continue to make it bad? Change the circle or the cycle, whatever the word is. But that's what I keep saying. It's like, just change it. Why do you need to keep living? Like, people use the parents as an excuse. Oh, my parents treat me like shit, so I'm going to treat you like shit. Like, no.
Go in,
Like,
heal
put the
your
foot
shit.
down and say, I'm not doing that. Because why should you then make other people then feel the same, like how you felt? Like, it's no excuse to treat anyone in any way, shape or form. Like, change the cycle.
And heal your own shit.
Yeah.
You heal your own shit. Everybody else around you then suffers the positive consequences of you fixing the things that are inside of you. Moving a little bit further on then.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know that you like to do TikTok.
Yeah.
And that's something you want to obviously take up full time eventually.
Hopefully. It gets there.
How important has that been in terms of your openness?
It's been a massive part, to be fair, because when I always go back to, I've been on the app for like, I've been streaming for 3 years. And like when I first started, I said to myself, right, when I first come on this live streaming app is like, it's got to be a safe space for everyone where they feel comfortable within themselves and not feel judged at all. So like any comments where someone says you can't do this, you can't, like, it gets removed. Like point blank period, it gets removed. And like now it's like, yeah, at times it's difficult on social media because obviously people are always going to have an opinion. You know, you can't always shut it down. But the main thing is, as long as people remain positive and like just bun the negativity, like it's going places.
Do you think that you have to be brave?
Not necessarily being brave. It's just like, I'd say you've got to be you've got to be fully open and honest within yourself to like deal with whatever comes your way. Because what's the word? Like,
Don't worry, this happened.
I know.
We lose our chain of thought sometimes when we're speaking. So
Yeah.
we're speaking about obviously being on social media, and I said about, do you think you got to be brave? And then you're gonna go. You're gonna say something.
It was oh yeah. I've
Don't worry,
lost it.
we'll move forward.
But we'll move forward.
Do you think social media has had a massive negative impact on society as a whole?
I'd say it's definitely had a part to play, a massive part to play.
Let's speak a little bit about presence then.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that I've got a real bad habit of this, is being on my phone too much.
Yeah.
That might sometimes be endlessly scrolling, or it might be doing work, but I am constantly stimulated.
Yeah.
And most of the kids now coming through, you only have to go to like a kids play centre or just look at social media, and the kids are constantly stimulated either on a PlayStation or on an iPad or on a phone. Do you realise how much impact that has on that kid's empathy? So we have something called spindle cells, which are called mirror neurons inside of our brains, that they develop when we're younger, and they develop through having conversations with other people, and that is what makes us have big empathy.
Yeah.
But if kids are not having conversations and having eye contact and having actual human interaction, them spindle cells are not going to develop properly. So how much impact is that going to have on society as a whole in terms of people's empathy and people's compassion and love for each other if these spindle cells are not developing? I would say that's my biggest worry.
Yeah.
What would you say your biggest worry is?
I'd say my biggest worry would be, like, if we're going along down them lines, is people just won't want to talk to each other at all, because it's very easy to just pick up your phone and just be like, oh, well, they're on my phone, so it sounds like, no, we need actual, like, going out and getting to know people, like, a lot more. Like, it's very hard now. You see people going out, it's like they just stay at home.
Serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine, these hormones that bond us to each other only happen most of the time during physical expression.
Yeah.
So we're not physically spending time with people, then we're missing out on that.
If you have the certain moments of like, oh, I don't feel good today, I'm just not going to go out now, you should go out. That will make you feel so much better if you actually go out. Like, staying in is not going to fix anything.
Defo, but then I think as well, like, isn't it so sad though that because we're so constantly connected to each other, that when we actually are in person with somebody else, there's not really much to talk about, there's not really much to catch up on, because we've just spoke about it all day on the phone.
Facts. Literal facts.
And I know what that's like myself, but it still doesn't stop us from connecting all day with them types of people, with the people, with obviously your circle. But is that ruining our time our time together with them people, because we've got nothing to talk about?
Yeah.
It's proper.
And
it's proper interesting, isn't it?
I can't sit somewhere in total silence the whole time. Like, I'm a gob on legs. I need to keep talking.
Well, you're telling me, mate. I know.
But for some reason, I'm having hesitations. And yeah.
What would you say then, Jono, motivates you?
What, like, when I wake up every day?
Yeah.
Coffee definitely motivates me. 100%. It's got to be a caffeine fix. That definitely motivates me.
Internally.
Internally, yeah.
Although I can't live without coffee either.
100%. So internally, what motivates me? I've not actually thought about it, to be fair. So we're actually thinking about it now.
I'll tell you a little bit what motivates me then,
Yeah.
and then you can have a little bit more time to think. What motivates me every single day is knowing that what I do has impact on others. Knowing that by me being able to maintain a good state of frequency and to go out and actually spread love to people around me, that I'm having impact on evolution as a collective. That's what I would say after me do a lot of inner work and like self-exploration that I've done myself. Motivates me now.
Well, for me then, it would definitely have to be like, because I live and breathe by keep smiling and keep shining. Like, even I've got a tattoo here.
I love that.
Keep smiling, and it's in Greek, and it just reminds me every time, no matter how dark your day is, just make someone else feel better, even if you're not feeling good. Like, make someone else feel good, and I guarantee, it'll put a smile on your face, and it'll put a smile on their face as well.
It really does. I think being able to help someone, it makes me feel so good. And the amount of people that are just out for themselves, it's not their fault, they're just unconscious and they live in an ego. But if they can take themselves out of that and actually make somebody smile, regardless of how down or sad you feel, or how down or sad that person feels, you being able to impact them in such a massive way. So, Jono, coming towards the end, it's been actually really nice having a conversation with you today.
100%.
And I like how open you are, and I love the fact that you are yourself
Yeah.
and you bring proper good vibes. What advice would you give to somebody who has a dream?
So, to anyone that has a dream, I'd say don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Like, you can't do it. If you put your mind and soul into whatever it is that you want to do in life, go with it. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people, they don't like to see other people happy. Bun them people out, sod them. Keep the people in that actually motivate you every day and say to you, yes, you've got this. The ones that say that you don't, like, just get rid, because you don't need that in your life. Keep moving forward, and as I say, keep smiling, keep shining.
Spread love and spread light.
And spread love, yeah.
Jono, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your story. It's been really nice to listen to you. To all of our audience, thank you for listening to episode 4. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the channel. It helps with our growth. And we will see you next week for episode number 5.
Big love, guys.